This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. The Sharon Latham interview series is brought to you by selfieguide.co.uk. Go over and check it out. Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, game's just finished. It's Hoffenheim 1, Manchester City 2. Late winner for Manchester City by David Silva. I said before the game that I thought it might have been a difficult one. Bit unpredictable. We don't really know a great deal about Hoffenheim. The crowd were up for it, and they certainly came out the blocks, and within a minute we were 1-0 down. Now, with regards to the goal, people were calling on Twitter and posting the fact that at the back, we're too slow and things. I just think, looking at the goal, trying to play an offside and not picking up runners, and that sometimes can happen when you suddenly change the back four around, and going from a Stones and Laporte centre backs with Zinchenko at left back and Walker at right back to Walker right back, completely swapping the centre backs to Vinny and Otamendi, and then moving Laporte from a left-sided centre back role into a left back. Now, one thing's for certain, Aymeric Laporte is not left back. One, he's too slow, and two, I don't know. I just think sometimes he gets caught out, and he's. My own personal opinion, and this is my own personal opinion. I'm going to say it now, and some people may disagree. But if you ask Ray, I've said it to Ray on numerous occasions, and I've said it privately. I've never come out and said it on social media, or I've never come out and said it on any of our videos. But I'm still not sure about Aymeric Laporte. I'm really not. And I know some people will go, "What? Are you crazy? He's brilliant. He's brilliant." I see a lot of this on Twitter. He's a brilliant player. I think he's had some okay games, some decent games, some good games. But there's something about him. I'm still not convinced that he's top class. I don't think he's positionally brilliant. And this is just my opinion. So please don't shout me down. I'm just giving an honest opinion. He's still to win me over. But I know he has had some great games for us. But overall, to me, I don't know. I still think he's a work in progress, let's say. And I think he's got plenty of time to improve. He's only young, so. And I think he does work well with Stones. I think he gives us a natural balance. But I think when you change the centre-back pairing, when you completely new, and Company and Otamendi have hardly played at all together, and then you move in Laporte out to left back, I think you're only asking for trouble. And tonight we saw it. Tobias said in his video yesterday that they might sit back and they might then hit us on the counter-attack like Liverpool do. Press us and then go. And that's exactly what happened. 1-0 down within a minute. Trying to play an offside, it wasn't there, and a good finish at the end of the day. And then as the game progressed, we got the equaliser back. Nice little move from Sane, who I didn't think had a particularly brilliant game. I thought he made a couple of good runs, but overall, there were a couple of occasions which I'll talk about shortly. But he pulled it back for Sergio, and Sergio did what Sergio does, and I thought Sergio tonight was possibly our best player. He never stopped running. He fought for everything, and he didn't give up on absolutely anything at all. He was very unlucky on a couple of occasions, and I thought he worked really hard for the team, and he got his deserved goal. And then as the first half progressed, we just started to dominate. But on 3 or 4 occasions, they were through. They were in on goal at a matter of like 2 or 3 passes, and again at the back, being dragged all over the place. Positionally, I thought at the back, in the first half in particular, I thought we were poor, really poor. Does that mean that Company is finished, like some people have quoted on Twitter? That's it, he's finished and whatever. And no, I just think if you're gonna mix and match your centre backs, in and out, game in, game out, and of course there are going to be mistakes, because centre backs generally and a defensive forward tend to like to play together, and they build this understanding of playing off sides and everything else, and when to step out, when to follow a player. And tonight it just looked like all 4 of them had never played together, and I think that contributed to certainly some of the counter attacks in the first half. We went in at 1-1. And I really thought, second half we'll keep possession, we'll then wear them down. In fact, Hoffenheim came out and for the first 5-10 minutes completely dominated and potentially could have been 2-1 up. And again, it was like the same start again. It's like, Pep, what have you been talking about at half time? Because they came out sloppy again, giving the ball away cheaply. But eventually, it got to a similar stage as the first half. We dominated again possession, even though the same thing, they had one or two breaks whereby potentially they could have scored again. So yeah, it was a funny game. It was a really weird one because I thought on occasions we looked bright. I thought Sterling made some great runs, but then on the flip side of that, was really sloppy on occasions, and that wasn't excuse me, that just wasn't Sterling. I think it overall, even we saw David Silva make some wayward passes, and Fernandinho, who tonight I think on Twitter got so much stick by certain individuals, I think it's laughable, and it seems to be that it's this this age group of individuals that's it, he's finished, and get rid of him, and Gundogan can go as well. I mean, Gundogan only 2 matches ago was man of the match and had his best game in a Man City shirt. So I mean, these are players who are not finished. Yes, Fernandinho is not as quick as he used to be, but if you're playing in a central defensive midfield role, you don't have to be lightning quick. What you're hoping for is a little bit of support behind you, that if you miss a ball or you're going for a tackle and you don't win every tackle, that your centre-backs are going to step in and assist you. And tonight, I don't think they did that, or certainly not for large periods of the game. So, I think we need to do away with this Fernandinho is finished. Yes, we know we need a replacement at some point, and hopefully that will happen in January or more than likely next summer. But let's not forget, he's done it. He does some incredible work, and if he was playing poorly week in, week out, yeah, I'd probably agree with you. But he certainly isn't playing poorly week in, week out. He's had many a really, really good game, quiet game, but running the show with his brain, and something that some younger players that might have the energy won't be able to do. So please, let's do away with this. He's finished, company's finished, Gundogan's finished, this person's finished. I'm looking at Twitter tonight. Half of our team should are finished at the end of the season, and we've reduced the squad age to around about 24, 25 years of age. So what, we're going to get rid of half the team? I mean, it's nonsense, absolute garbage. Yeah, we can call players out when they have a poor game, and rightly, and so we should. Tonight I thought there were 2 or 3 really poor performances. I didn't think Fernandinho, I agree, I don't think Fernandinho was great. I thought Sane had 1 or 2 fantastic runs and set up the goal, and he also, I mean, to be fair to him, that one when Ederson came flying out to make it exciting, and Ederson, I think, just got a head on it, and Sane tracked his runner back, which was brilliant. That was great. But then in the same breath, only, 5 minutes later, he was tracking a player to the edge of the area. I think it was Company at the back post had his player. A ball was played across, and Sane was just stood there like this, just watching the ball. And the player he's marking just walked in behind him into the box. Now, if Vinny hadn't won that header, and he only just sort of half won the header, and their player just knocked it back into the box, the player that Sane was marking was completely free, 8-9 yards out, and would probably have buried it. So, Sane needs to really switch on for 90 minutes. I know he's young, and Pep said that he wants more from him, and yeah, he did make that fantastic run back to cover. But again tonight, he made some great runs and really good, but then on occasions he just looked sort of, lethargic and can't be bothered, and different to how he was last year. I mean, we saw 1 or 2 occasions last year where maybe his head dropped and things, but sometimes he just looks a little bit nonplussed, like, I've done my bit now, I can't really be bothered. Pep's not going to stand for that, he really isn't. He's going to want every player giving it 100%, and I know Sterling didn't have his best game tonight, but when he lost the ball, what you saw was an immediate tearing down onto the player to try and win it back, even if it meant fouling him to stop him in progress. That's what he did. But tonight, I thought Sane needed to, needed a rocket up his arse on occasions to sort of say, come on. And he did make runs and he did try. I do understand that, but Gundogan, I thought, had a quietish game. But, like I've said all along, and this is not a criticism of any of these three players, but I've always said in any of the videos, I think I said it on Bolt from the Blues podcast with Walter, I said, just whenever Fernandinho, David Silva and Gundogan play in the same team, we lack mobility, we lack energy, and I don't think I've seen one game when all three have played where we've gone, whoa, that's, look at that, and they just haven't. It's always been, it's been a bit slow and a bit sloppy and a bit tedious, and I think it was like that again tonight. I just don't think the three of them together work. I think it was David Silva got dropped when Gundogan played and had that wonderful game and scored that brilliant goal, and he also got the assist as well. I think it's one or the other. I don't think we can play Gundogan because he's not electric, he's not quick, he's not a Bernardo Silva. He don't turn very quickly. David Silva, as wonderful as he is, hasn't really got the legs, but he's got that footballing brain. But I don't think we can afford to play Fernandinho, Gundogan and Silva in a midfield three. Fernandinho, Gundogan and Bernardo Silva, or Fernandinho, David Silva and Bernardo Silva, I think works okay. But I just don't think Gundogan with David Silva and Fernandinho works at all for Manchester City. I don't think it's quick enough when you've got the likes of Sane and Sterling and Aguero in particular making these really fast darting runs, and I just don't, they're just not there to support in a backup role. But anyway, I had no doubt, I had a feeling, I said it on there, don't worry, it will be fine. And in the end, it went right to the last few minutes, and a wonderful goal from David Silva. So it's all about 3 points. That's all that matters. I think Pep will be very, very pleased. I think he'd be very, very relieved. I think he would have liked us to have put the game to bed maybe with 30 minutes to go, so that he could rest one or two players, the likes of Aguero, for the weekend. But it's the Champions League is the Champions League. I've said all along, you've got to turn up, you've got to be lucky on the day, and you certainly need a bit of luck, and it's a cup competition. Still, priority for me is the Premier League back-to-back. But one last thing, as the light goes out, and that's appropriate, and that's that bloody referee. My God, what unbelievable. And I know somebody put on Twitter, do you blame us getting referees like that when the fans boo the UEFA Champions League anthem? I think the truth lies somewhere in between, I think. I'm not sure whether it's whether UEFA are actually hand-picking referees and saying, don't give them anything, try and give every decision to the opposition. I can't believe that happens, but certainly there's a little bit of something in it, because I think somebody else posted on Twitter that every time we've had this referee, we've lost. And tonight, I think if there's any truth in it, he could quite easily have made us at least draw and possibly lose tonight. The Leroy Sané one going through, there was a, oh my God, that was a clear penalty. I must admit, the first time when I saw it live, I just thought, dived. Why have he dived? You could have gone round the keeper. When I saw a very, very brief clip of it from one angle, I thought, actually, that looks like a penalty. I've still not seen another replay from behind again, so I'm not sure. So I'll hold judgment on that, but my first initial reaction was to it. It was a dive, and Leroy just tried to buy it. But then maybe there was a touch in it from the angle that I saw. So, yeah, we weren't getting anything from him. But, if you were trying to balance it up somehow, it'd be difficult. But if just, for example, first half, Emerick Laporte runs after one of their players who's got the ball, puts an arm round him, grabs him, tucks him back. Any other game, that's a clear yellow card. It's just a standard yellow card. And yet the referee just sort of didn't give him anything. So I think we got away with 1 or 2 tonight, but certainly the ref was garbage at the end of the day. Awful standards, whether that's on purpose and solely in favour of Hoffenheim, I'm not too sure. But yeah, you've got to wonder where they get these referees from sometimes and who's briefing them, because he was garbage tonight. But anyway, like I said, 3 points, that's all that matters. It's an away trip in the Champions League, away at a new team that we've not played before and quite unpredictable. And we did the job. It's a shame some of the players couldn't get a little bit more rest. But anyway, it's back to the weekend. A big, massive game against Liverpool. This is Andy from Man City Fan TV, guys. Have a safe trip home, all the Blues that are over in Germany. Have a good night if you're going out. I believe the people are supposed to be really, really friendly in the area, even though there's not a great deal to do. But don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Post these videos every single night. I've just finished the edit for the final part of the Sharon Latham interview, where Sharon talks about her life and career after Manchester City, going on tour with Noel Gallagher, going to the Toronto Film Awards and filming people like Jude Law and Sienna Miller and Thandie Newton and Julia Roberts and lots of other people, and also her new ventures with the Selfie Guide in partnership with her business partner Joe Hart, and she talks a little bit about that and her plans for the future. So please don't forget, go over and watch that. I'll try and get that out sometime tomorrow morning when the dust has settled on this Champions League last sort of few minutes victory for Manchester City. Don't forget to subscribe, click notification. This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. We'll see you soon.